Local support for News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.
Hi! We're the 6th grade class from Lake Elementary, home of the Flyers. Welcome to News 6!
Hi, I'm Mike Getz from Lake Elementary. Welcome to News 6. With today's first story, here's Sarah Fowler.
Lake local 6th graders recently had the chance to go back to the past and see what their own school looked like with News 6 reporters Chrissy Jackson and Aaron Beck.
Millbury has changed a lot over the years. Mrs. Jackson and Mrs. Foley tell us about those changes.
When did you first choose to come to Millbury?
Well, in around 1917, I had a sister living here, and I come to live with her, and that's where I made my home for a few years.
What kind of clothes did they wear when you were in school?
The girls wore dresses or skirts and blouses, and the boys, most of them wore overalls, maybe some of them dress pants.
Can you tell us a little about the old part of Millbury School?
We happen to have 3 grades, or 3 rooms, I should say, in it. And in the first room, there was the 1st and 2nd grade. Then there was the 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and the 6th, 7th, and 8th. And each teacher taught their 2 grades, or 3 grades, or 4.
How did you celebrate the last day of school?
The last day of school was almost like a big picnic. Our parents brought different dishes. In between the 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade, we could pull back doors, and we made, there was tables in there that you could set up, and all this here different kind of food was set there. And we also had games, potato race, egg race, where you'd put the potatoes on the spoon or eggs on the spoon and run from one to the other.
Oh, rough. A lot of people get hurt. Well, he got kind of rough.
Today's News 6 is produced by the 6th grade class of Lake Elementary in Lake Township, Ohio. Lake Township is located about 20 miles northeast of Bowling Green. It was founded in 1838 and has a population of about 10,400.
Friendship and peace around the world sometimes seem hard to imagine, but Lake Elementary 6th graders are trying to bring both together with their new pen pal project.
Lake Elementary kids put their pencils on paper to write for peace. How and why did the World Peace Project start?
In 1986, 2 11-year-old children wrote letters to the United Nations asking that their views on world peace would be heard. And so a children's foundation was formed, and this foundation promotes elementary school projects that show cooperation and friendship with other countries in the world.
How were the kids involved in this project?
At our school, we decided to adopt pen pals. We chose elementary schools in different countries, and then we wrote letters to them describing a typical school day in Ohio. And we're waiting for letters back to tell about their country and what their schools are like.
How long have you been involved in this project?
We started last school year in the spring with our first letter writing campaign to different countries. Other elementary schools in the state of Ohio did similar projects, and some made quilts, some bought trees and sent other places around the world. And all of these projects then were written up and sent to the Children's Peace Foundation. We sent a banner, and that banner hung in the United Nations during the month of May. And we were very proud that our school was able to represent Ohio for this project.
What do you hope the children will learn from being involved in the project?
I hope that their studies of other countries in the world becomes more alive for them, and that as we play the instruments and sing the songs from these countries, and they have letters from people who actually live and study there, that it really becomes part of them, that our world is getting smaller as we're able so easily to travel from one country to another, that they will feel a closer bond with other people in the world.
Most people ask, what would you do if you're the last person on Earth? But this week's Kids View put a twist on this question when we asked the 6th graders, what would you do if you were the last person on the moon instead?
Hi, I'm Janelle reporting for Kids View. The question today is, if you were the only kid on the moon, what would you do?
If I were on the moon, I would eat all the green cheese.
If I were the only kid on the moon, I would look for the flag put up by the first man on the moon.
If I were the only kid on the moon, I'd throw a baseball and see how fast it went.
Different languages are not the only thing students are learning today. Foreign dancing also is taking a few steps into Lake Elementary's after-school activities. Courtney Weber and New Six tied on their dance shoes to take a closer look.
In the year of Madonna, Janet Jackson, and MC Hammer, dancers are dancing to their own fast tunes, but Kendra Vargo is keeping tradition alive. When did you start the dance group?
There's been dancing going on for many years. It wasn't until the last group broke up. 2 years after that, our group was formed in 1982.
What kind of Hungarian dances do you do?
We've got several different dances from different villages in Hungary. We've got a dance from the Szatmár region of Hungary. It's a Szatmári dance. We've got a dance from the Transylvania area, which is the Székely cycle. And then we also have a dance from the Romania area. It's the Mezőségi dance. It begins with a slow dance and gradually moves into faster steps.
What is your favorite Hungarian dance?
My favorite dance is a dance from Transylvania. It's the Székely dance. The reason it's my favorite is because there's more of difficult steps and more twirling with the couples.
Why do you think it's important to have dance groups such as yours?
I feel that it's very important to keep the group going, to carry on the traditions, the customs, and for our children to learn more about our Hungarian heritage that we were taught.
That's all for this week's show. Join us next week when St. Mary Van Wert visits News 6.
Local support for News 6 has been provided by the Northwest Ohio Educational Technology Foundation, Bowling Green State University, and the members of WBGU-TV.